Today on Commander Replay, we're back with some more Tier 1 Najeela Shuffle Hulk. And we ask the question, should you counter the extra turn spell when it comes? Find out next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have one new Patreon supporter in Corey Whitaker. Corey, you are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. Also, be sure to use the new TCG affiliate player link as it helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some more Najeela the Blade Blossom Shuffle Hulk as brought to us by Nathan. Take a look at this opening hand. No bueno, no lands, so we're going to mulligan that. Also, we've got our Hulk pieces in hand, which I don't love. This is 2 lands, a Noble Hierarch, a Sylvan Library. Yeah, I like this so much better. What do you guys think? Mystic Remora or Noble Hierarch first? Ooh, tough call, right? We'll go ahead and keep. I'm thinking Hierarch first. And because that'll give us the additional mana on turn 2, and then maybe Sylvan Library, Mystic Remora, or maybe hold up Abrupt Decay, depending on how wild this Keurig gets. We're going last in the turn order this time. Could matter greatly. Although, what I was noticing in the last game is, like, we missed a ton of land drops, and Flash Hulk, you can literally win with 2 mana. You can win with Flash Hulk generating 4 total mana throughout the game. Worldly Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, and then Flash. Which is just absurd. Like, it's so absurd. When all the banless stuff was going on, there's a mana crypt for the Thrasios Tymna opponent. That's going to speed them up like crazy. When all the banless stuff was going on earlier in the year with Paradox Engine and Iona, like, one of the questions I had is, they unbanned Protean Hulk being like, yeah, we think it's going to be fine. I mean, it's not fine, like, at least for CEDH. I know Protean Hulk doesn't show up that much in regular Commander. I think people just kind of view it as, like, a very spiky, like, I'm trying to win the game at all costs kind of card. So I don't see that many value Protean Hulks or anything like that really going on all that much. But, like, no, it's really not fine. Like, it's so unbelievably strong with Flash. And a lot of people have said that, like, Flash is the one that really needs to get banned because Protean Hulk by itself is, like, actually not that bad of a card. Flash is the one that really makes it crazy. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I have some concerns about, like, you know, they said it was going to be fine. It's not really, and there's not really, like, any recourse on that or anything. It's just, well, now we have to live with it, so... Anyway, that's a turn 1 Bloom Tender for the partner opponents. That seems pretty good. We do have an Abrupt Decay that we could fire on that at some point. I don't know if we'll need to do that. We'll see. Play the Command Tower, get this Noble Hierarch, and we'll pass like that. Here comes Survival of the Fittest for Jenara. Yeah, that's a real card. Opponent getting pretty close on that Keurig. Up to 3 mana right now. Oh, here's a Dark Ritual. I think we're looking at Keurig right here. Notably, Abrupt Decay does not kill Keurig. I may have said that it did a moment ago. That would be in error. Here comes Keurig. Yep. So as I've already mentioned, we are playing Najeela the Blade Blossom Shuffle Hulk. This is game 2. We did get a pretty good look at it last game. And I'll talk about Keurig for a moment here. It being piloted by Tyrant of Ruin, by the way, as they fire off a Demonic Tutor. So there's someone in my local with a very strong Keurig deck. They can get it out turn 1, turn 2. And it can be very good, but it's also super glassy. Like... It is my definition of, like, a glass cannon combo deck, and it's cool, but, you know, if someone has a Swords to Plowshares in this next turn, they're going to lose their commander, and they're going to lose a lot of life, so it's really a question of, like, how many things can they get done before removal happens. Sometimes Keurig will just turn into, like, a 6/6 or a 7/7, and they gain a bunch of life back, and that does become a problem in and of itself. But, yeah, it's a really glassy kind of deck from what I've seen. But it can do just some absurd things in the early game. I've seen like a 6/6 Keurig on turn 2, and you're like, oh, now they're gaining all that life back with the lifelink. Putting lifelink on there probably wasn't necessary. You're already cheating mana costs and making it get bigger. It's basically the combo rolled into a single card. It's pretty absurd. But anyway, we will want to try to find some removal and shoot that as soon as humanly possible. So that's going to bring it to our turn 2. We draw a Silence. Silence is cool. What are we doing right here? I think I would like to get... I'm going to play the Flooded Strand. I'm going to use a Noble Hierarch. Let's get Mystic Remora into play. Depending on what I see from the Keurig opponent, we may Silence. Or, I mean, do we just, like, go for Sylvan Library right here? I would think not. I think we probably want to hold up some interaction at this moment in time. We should get some pretty good card draw off Mystic Remora. Here's the question. Should we silence on Kirik's upkeep? Here comes a Phantasmal Image. Let's see what this copies. Copies the Bloom Tender. Yeah, it's a good card. It is $50. Must be good, right? Do we silence? Opponent Demonic Tutor. Yeah, let's silence. Let's buy ourselves some time right here. Opponent's going to send in Kirik our way. Yep, it's going to hit us for 3. This is a commander that can kill you with commander damage, so that is something you got to take note of. I don't think it's the primary plan for the deck, but, you know, if things start getting messed up, and as long as Kirik stays in play, it gets big, so commander damage is on the table, even at a competitive level. Mana Crypt flip for the partner opponents. We've gotten a whopping 0 value out of this Mystic Remora so far. We're going to crack this Flooded Strand. We have double green in hand, so we're probably going to want to get something with some green. Thinking Tropical Island. Cumulative upkeep. We'll pay the 1. There's a Birds of Paradise. In that case, let's play this Hallowed Fountain untapped. Get Birds of Paradise. Get Sylvan Library. And pass turn like that. Opponents can activate Survival of the Fittest. Get themselves a Wood Elves. Thrasios Tymna gonna Vampiric Tutor. Yep. We draw a Body Snatcher. That one's better in our library than it is in our hand. Here comes that Wood Elves. Yep. Here's a Yamavaya Dryad. It's got Forest Walk. Enters the battlefield. You may search your library for a forest card. Put it on the battlefield under your control. It's another Wood Elves type card. Pretty cool little card out of Time Spiral because you can make it unblockable if you want to, at the small cost of giving your opponent a land if they don't already have a forest. So Jenara's got a lot of land right now. If they can turn that into something very powerful like an Elish Norn with the survival, that's like a pretty serious thing. Something that could happen. But it's also going to matter to see what our two opponents have right here. Introducing everyone, by the way. So we have El Pluride piloting Jenara, Asura of War once again. They said it's not CDH, but it's the strongest deck they had. And it does look pretty quick. Like, it is coming out, you know, it's turn 4. It's got a ton of mana. It could potentially make some big plays next turn. Kind of depends on what the win condition is. Looks like it was a little more Voltron-y than anything. At this level, if you're playing Voltron, you probably really want to, you want to really be locking out your opponents. And preventing them from casting spells. So if they don't have anything like that, it might still be a rough battle for them, or having like tons and tons of spot removal. Haven't seen that out of them yet. Ooh, boy. That's tutor number 2 for the Kirik. This can't be good. They could probably go like Bolas Citadel, Aetherflux Reservoir pretty easily here. Here's a counterspell. Sadly, we don't have the mana for it. Hopefully on whatever the next thing they cast, we get like a Pact of Negation. Be a super risky pact of negation with only 3 lands and 2 mana dorks, but see what opponents got. Hopefully we don't die right here. Oh, it's a Basalt Monolith. Oh. Is this the Infinite Mill combo? We're going to draw with Mystic Remora. It's a Swords to Plowshares. Oh, man, Swords is so good. We don't have a way to cast it. We need something we can cast for free. Mesmeric Orb. Bog Witch. Okay, I don't know what... discard a card, add a bunch of black mana. I guess that's fine. If we can untap this turn, we've got a ton of interaction. Now we've got Counterspell, Abrupt Decay, and Swords to Plowshares. That makes me pretty happy. Opponent going to keep sending that Kirik our way. Yep. We're down to 29, up to 8 commander. Whew. All right, that's going to bring it back to our turn. As much as I'd love to keep this Mystic Remora, we have the Sylvan Library in play, so I'm going to let it go. Take a look at the library. There's a land. Lands are good. Opponent's going to Noxious Revival a land back to the top of their deck. Okay, so they seem to be getting stuck. I am fine with that. We draw Merchant Scroll, Wild Growth. I'm keeping all of them. So play the land. Put Wild Growth on the command tower, I guess. We'll tap this one. We'll tap this one to do it. Now I'm going to get Nature's Will into play. I'm going to send Birds of Paradise on the attack into the Kirik opponent. It'll get exalted. Nature's Will is going to trigger. Our land's on tap. Oh, Nature's Will is so good. Second main phase. All right, so how much mana do we have for removal? We've got 5 mana worth of removal that we can hold up. And 6 total mana that we can spend. I think I'm just going to leave everything up. We could try to Merchant Scroll right here, but I'm not feeling it, honestly. Here comes Venser into play. Can exile target permanent you own, return it at the end step, and creatures can't be blocked this turn. Oh, that's a Time Warp. I'm honestly more worried about Kirik. I'm going to hold my counterspell. Like, I know opponent can do really good things with that Time Warp, but it probably won't just win them the game, so just going to let it go. Opponent's going to activate the Venser on on their Wood Elves. So more mana coming. So opponent starts their second turn, gets an extra land before they do. And with only one card in hand, like, I'm not as worried about it. They can cast their commander, they draw a second. One of them's a creature, they can survival, which, if like an Elesh Norn tries to come down, then we probably have to counter. Alright, one card's a land, so that's good news. Opponents get their last card was a Sun Titan. Okay. Well, they're going to get their pick of the litter. They've got a lot of mana and can cast just about any creature. What'd they get? Don't be Elesh Norn. It's an Eternal Witness. Interesting. Okay, okay. Oh, yeah, I see what's going on here. Okay. Eternal Witness. Get back Time Warp. Yeah, now we probably need to counter. Well, maybe not. I mean, opponent's going to be, like, ahead. Problem is, Keurig has tutored multiple times, and that's still really scary. Opponent has no cards in hand. Oh, I guess I'm going to let it go. How close is this Venser to ultimate? It takes 8 to ultimate it. Okay. Gotta take a little while before that happens. Opponent's gonna blink the Eternal Witness. That, however, is not gonna work for me. So, now we shoot the Eternal Witness. Opponent had their fun, but fun's gonna come to an end. So, Eternal Witness down. Here comes Jenara. Yep. That is another turn for opponent. Oh, opponent drew into a creature. Ah. So, they discard an Acidic Slime. Let's see what they go for. It's a Karmic Guide. Probably gonna have to counter that. Yeah, here comes the Karmic Guide. We're gonna have to counter this. Makes me nervous because now we're gonna be wide open to Keurig. So, counterspell on the Karmic Guide. Probably should have just countered the first turn spell. At the time, they didn't have that much, but Survival of the Fittest is a crazy magic card, so yeah. Also, opponent had like one card in hand. I didn't think it was gonna be a creature, so yeah. Opponent gonna pump all their mana into Jenara. Yup. See where Jenara's going. Everything our way. Cool. Is that better or worse than Keurig? I don't know. So I asked Tyrant where they're planning to attack, and they said probably Venser, so I'm going to shoot the Jenara right here so we can save the damage. Opponent said, I have it all, do I? Yeah, everything in this deck costs 2 mana, so... Take a hit for a couple. Opponent pluses the Venser once again, getting more and more lands with that Wood Elves. Yeah, it's getting scary. Should have just countered that first turn spell. Wouldn't have had to use the other 2 pieces of removal, or at least we'd still have them in hand. Would be nice. Thinking about maybe like a Cyclonic Rift play with the Merchant Scroll. I guess it also depends on what Sylvan Library reveals. So Keurig finally getting a turn after all that. Here's a Leyline of the Void. That's a pretty good one. Does that stop our deck? I think it does. We'll have to get the cat first. That still exiles the Protean Hulk. Seems like a problem. Seems like a problem. Let's consult the manual. Actually, you know what? That probably puts us... That means that aggro is probably the way to go here. There's a Krark Clan Ironworks for opponent. Not sure what they're trying to assemble exactly, but... Opponent sending everything into the Venser. Yeah, that sounds good. Champion of Thune's finally going to get a turn. I don't think I've introduced them. We're, like, very far into this game, but introducing them finally. They're piloting Tymna and Thrasios. We did see them last game. They are also on a Hulk deck as well. I'm not sure if they're doing Shuffle or if they're doing one of the Revelarchy kind of things. But they finally hit another land. Turn 7, they're on their second land. It's what you call falling behind. Gonna send Bloom Tender into the Venser. Venser's still at 8. How is Venser still at 8? Did I miss something? Oh, Wood Elves is untapped and soaked up most of the damage. Right, okay. Here comes Thrasios into play. Could use some big draws right here. Low land count in the deck, so high likelihood of finding things that matter. Well, there's a land. Sylvan Library will trigger. Take a look at the library. Another land and a Preordain. Eee. I guess keep one land. Put this one back on top of the library. Play the fetch. Crack the fetch. We've got the 5 colors that we need to do everything with Najeela's combat ability. Guess just get Underground Sea. Next, let us Preordain. Demonic Tutor is a very real card. In fact, I think it wins us the game. So go Tymna, then Demonic Tutor. So then we... Demonic Tutor. Get Flash. No, actually. We get Hulk with this one. Where's Hulk? Oh, wait. Oh, no. Leyline of the Void is still in play. Alright, so I've been staring at this for a while. Also took a phone call in the process, and... This is all very tricky. Okay, I think I've got it. I think we're going to go... Okay, I'm going to go for Protean Hulk right here. This may or may not work. I have no idea. I am then going to Merchant Scroll, getting Flash. Then we're going to go on the attack with Birds of Paradise. It'll get exalted. So this will untap our lands. Part of me is thinking about sacrificing the Nurturing Peat land in the process here. Oh, actually, we needed additional mana to do that, so... I guess we can wait. Yeah, we can chill for a minute, I think. Opponent's out of cards. Mono black player is mostly out of stuff. Bring back any creature with this. Well, let's cast our commander. Get Najeela in. And we'll pass like that. So we've got Flash and Protean Hulk. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is how to deal with the Ley Line of the Void, because that will mess us up. Events are still at 9 loyalty. Interestingly, opponent did not ultimate it. Just gonna blink the Yamavaya Druid once again. And gonna return it to the battlefield. Oh, opponent's got Alchemist Refuge, so they're just gonna do everything with Flash. I probably still ultimate the Venser, though. So they pass without doing much due to the Flash, and let's see what Kirik's got right here. Here comes the Divining Top. It's a pretty good one. Opponent's gonna activate the Divining Top. Oh, there's a Necropotence for the Kirik. That's a real card, although... Oh, that's going to get Pact negated. Okay, glad we're getting rid of that. Yawgmoth will get pumped up. Opponent going to swing the Kirik into the Venser, as well as the Bog Witch. Yep. Mana Crypt and Pact Negation trigger on the Thrasios opponent. Yep. Opponent's got a Bloom Tender in play, so it won't cost them all their mana to do it. Leaves a black and a green open. Right now I'm trying to do the math to figure out, having never done this, I'm trying to figure out if we can, like, Protean Hulk, get the Leonin Relic Warder, get rid of the Ley Line of the Void. We could go, like, Relic Warder, Viscera Seer, Nomads, and then we would just need to find one creature. The other thing, too, is that with Najeela in play in these 5 lands, we can just attack infinitely. So, that may be a thing. Let's take a look at the Sylvan Library, see if we get something else that finds one of the creatures that we... Well, there's the Leonin Relic Warder, so now we are in fantastic shape. Take a look, we got a Mental Misstep and an Avacyn's Pilgrim. Can definitely live without the Pilgrim. Misstep could be helpful. We'll put the Pilgrim back on top. Pay 4 for this one. Down to 8. Do some attacking. Swing into opponent's face. Najeela will trigger, and we'll get exalted. We will use the ability, put it in against the Jenara opponent. See if they block with the 2-1. Opponent's going to activate the Alchemist Refuge, cast something. They can now cast creature cards with Flash. Lightning Greaves for opponent. Oh, it's all spells. All spells. We could go lifelink on the Najeela first, but honestly, in this moment, I think I'd rather hold the mana up just to make sure we actually get the trigger. Notably, Nature's Will doesn't work right on Magic Online, so we get 2 triggers when we should only get 1. So we'll just let 1 kind of fade right there. But with this one on the stack, we will activate the ability. So blue, white, and a black. This one doesn't cost us life, so we'll use that one. Opponent sacrificing a bunch of things. This may just be so they can F6. Our lands on tap. And we get another combat step. Go on the attack again. 2 more Najeela triggers. And opponent scoops. And we'll activate Najeela before blockers. Feel okay about it now. So our creature's untapped. There'll be an additional combat. Nature's Will trigger. Send everything in. Opponents discussing plays throughout the game, whether they should have held the Pact of Negation or not. Felt like they couldn't let the Necro resolve, and that's totally fair. Necro's a crazy card, so... Opponent's gonna scoop it right there. Yeah. Najeela's pretty busted. Pretty busted. Tier 1 CEDH. Shuffle Hulk. So, I'm sure with more experience with the deck, I probably could have gotten out of the Ley Line of the Void situation and figure out how to do the Shuffle Hulk thing. But at that point, everyone was kind of just like worn down, didn't have that much going on, so they were tapped out. So, just go infinite with Najeela. Why not? So, yeah, anyway, thank you to Nathan for sending me this deck list and sponsoring this video. The deck is really strong, like unbelievably strong. And I hope you guys got a good look at just how Najeela Shuffle Hulk can work. In the first game, we got to do the Shuffle Hulk thing. In this game, we got to do the Infinite Combats thing. Interesting that he only has 1 or 2 of the Infinite Combat sources with Nature's Will and Derevi. I personally would probably add Druid's Repository. And it's not completely infinite, but like Grand Warlord Ratha is okay. I'll probably be using that in my build as I get going just because I have a copy of it. It's cheap and I can throw it in the deck until I'm able to trade for some better things. We'll see. But... anyway, hope you guys enjoyed these videos. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.